Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. Thanks for joining us on this chilly beginning of winter morning. My name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. And just like Bob Ross would say, we're here today to take at something that is going to be just beautiful. It's a happy little accident. This coach was supposed to be delivered to Belton. It made its way here to Colorado instead, so I'm so excited to be able to show you this special ordered 2025 Verona LE. And as usual, Jody, I love to start my videos from the inside out, so please go ahead and take her on back. Look at this beautiful Charleston and Cape Cod interior. What a lovely, lovely coach. So light, so bright, so airy. And with the theater seats and the fireplace, she is just perfect for this cool Colorado morning. So this is an LRB. This is a 2025. So this is on the new M2 106 Plus chassis. And I think some of the most exciting aspects of this coach are the little nuances that we added to make this coach special. So for instance, you'll notice instead of having the traditional ceiling covers, we've got these nice decorative ceiling covers. These of course are from the Explorer. We also have our ceiling fan integrated, but it's nice to see some of these special little nuances. The other thing that's really cool about this coach is so often we get this Project Black backsplash, and it's so nice to see this Charleston interior with this beautiful, it's got still a sparkle swirl countertop, but with the light wall, with a light tile in the back, and then with this beautiful Cape Cod interior. This coach has just turned out spectacular. And special ordering coaches from a dealership is one of the most fun aspects of what we can provide to you. Now you'll note also we have our MaxxAir fan up top and our big fiberglass surround 35-inch radius shower with your wand on a slide with a soap dish, a really nice seat to be able to sit down on when you're shaving your legs, and of course we've got the built-in naughty spot for that husband of yours after too many margaritas. Just kidding, don't put your husband in the shower. Over here behind the toilet, you'll see that we have a nice place to keep all of your black water tank supplies. Now this does have a 75-gallon black water tank and a 75-gallon gray water tank, but something that's very exciting about this coach this year is that we are actually able to wire it so that it can have the same type of system that you have in the Newmar with that aquamizer, so you can recycle your hot water out of your 150-gallon freshwater tank and then back into that tank, warming it up and giving you the ability to boondock with hot water without wasting that gray water space. So again, 75 gallons of gray water is pretty ample, but you add in that aquamizer system. Now this is a pre-wire. We'll have to complete the rest of the install here at the dealership, but that's very easy for us to do, and I'm so excited that it's here and I get to be the one that gets to help get that done. So another huge medicine cabinet. Now these are adjustable shelves, so that's a nice feature. Change the height for whatever you like. And then I love the side mount here on the sink, giving you just a larger bowl available, and then a ton of storage room here underneath, and then also down these sides. And again, these are all adjustable shelves as well, so take out as many as you'd like. For me, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I might just take out that whole bottom shelf and put a little storage back there for my hiking boots and such. Who knows? You get to decide how you like to do it in your own coach. Now, of course, these are still those fantastic solid maple doors. Oh, you can't open the door without removing the latch. Sorry. And as you can see, the latch is just a great, simple design. Very easy to know whether or not it's in place. But as you can see, really nice, solid pocket doors, giving you all of the privacy that you need if someone's sleeping in. And then, of course, the 72 by 74 iRelax mattress is super, super posh and comfortable. But one of the things that I love about this upgraded redesign is the way that they've given us the not only do you have a nice nightstand, but you have a little ledge here. For me, keeping a soda pop there would be very awesome, but you also have a tuck-in. So right here where you have your 110 USB and Type-C outlets, there's a little bit of a reprieve, so you're not gonna knock that out while you're sleeping. And then of course you still have plenty of room for all of those sultry novels at your bedside, and all of the storage up top that you're used to seeing with the Renegade product. There are two 110 outlets up here as well, and then a great deep storage and just little accents like this lighting that you see just above the headboard. Your reading lights, of course, your nice tufted mattress in the back. Really classy looking coach. And then underneath here, you can see our two 75-gallon water tanks. And this coach has been winterized because it is chilly. We're supposed to get snow. We didn't get any snow. And then down there, you'll also see the attachment for your central vac. Now, you notice here, one of the best aspects of this coach is going to be your storage. So you have this great storage here in your rear closet. You've got two nice cabinets, and then you have 8 pull-out drawers. These, of course, are a dovetail. This is part of that LE level. So with the luxury edition, the LRB is going to be RB for rear bath, luxury rear bath. And again, 8 of these big pull-out drawers. And then also heated floors. I have the heated floors set to 5 today because it is chilly. Oh, we have a quick question.
Yeah, Shane would like to know what engine this coach has.
Hi Shane, thanks for asking. Shane's asking about the engine in this coach. So this is built on the Freightliner M2 106 Plus chassis, and it comes with an 8.9 liter ISL Cummins engine. The Cummins is going to have a 360 horsepower output, and then it's going to have 1,150 foot-pounds of torque and a 20,000 pound towing capacity. Shane, please let me know if you've got any other questions. I'd be happy to answer them, and thank you for watching. Okay, so big drawers out here. Look at how large these are. Now, I keep in mind, there's not a lot of place to keep shoes in here, but with that little boot storage back there and then a place to keep maybe flip-flops and any of those other things, you could definitely use this for shoe storage. And then I love a nice little top drawer like this where you have a place to keep your any of your wallets, sunglasses, all those things right here. And then this, of course, is for your flat screen TV. If you want to plug in any kind of game console or your cable box, you could do that here. This coach is pre-wired for Winegard. So historically, Renegades have come with in-motion satellite at a minimum, usually a traveler system as well. This coach has this Starlink on it. So the integrated Starlink is actually run through Winegard. It's a great system. It's that in-motion flat panel. But with that, you may not need to have any kind of a subscription to DirecTV or to Dish Networks, but it's pre-wired for those things. So both of those are pre-wired. It also has the 5G LTE hotspot. So if you are looking to have both satellite and cellular Wi-Fi on this coach so that you can watch TV on your nice, flat panel television, you can. Now these are all smart TVs. So of course the benefit to that is that you can actually watch Hulu, Netflix, whatever you like. And if you're in a place where you don't have satellite, you still have that 5G with your LTE connection. You could use a Verizon SIM card, an AT&T SIM card, or a T-Mobile SIM card to get those working for you. Now I always talk about this. I love our MCD power shades, but I just love this oatmeal color that you have, especially with this Charleston interior. It's almost like it was meant to be. And then up here on your nightstand, or not nightstand, but on your dresser, you also have another 2 110 outlets, and then another 4 drawers and another big wardrobe as well. Now, one of the best design features I would say of this floor plan is the fact that here in the center, you have these fully opening doors to your washer and dryer. And this is a Splendid stackable washer and dryer. But what's so nice about this is when this rear slide is in, you can actually do all of your laundry while going down the road, put everything on your bed so that when you get there, all you got to do is stick it in the drawer and pop open a beer and hang out by the fireplace. Just such a nice feature of this coach. And so when I say fireplace, it doesn't have to be inside, it could be outside, but please note that there is a really nice fireplace inside this coach as well. So Jody, you and I are going to trade places so I can just get back here to this middle section. So another nice pocket door, giving you that privacy. So if you do have company that's over, they can just use this mid-bath. So this is a bath and a half mid-entrance model. One of the things that I really appreciate that Renegade has done in this product, they've given you a nice storage shed up front, and then they've moved your breaker box to the bathroom instead of having it in the kitchen, giving you a little more storage space. And then also you'll note we've got a fantastic fan, really cool looking vanity light, big medicine cabinet with lots of storage. If you had any kind of like hair dryer, flat iron, all those things would fit in here. And of course we've got outlets here. And then we have access to our fan, our water pump, to our lights, everything right here in the center. And then another big storage area here underneath. Probably where I would keep my cleaning supplies, to be honest with you, nice and centrally located. Now you'll also notice my favorite thing, of course, I love a robe hook. They have one right here in the bathroom. This is probably where I would keep my coat if I was on the road, so I could just grab it if we were heading out. And then also the San Marin has an eco and full flush. That's a really nice feature to have. Now again, this has the FlowJet macerator, so it's going to be really easy to dump your tanks. But when you are boondocking, one of the things that's so nice about this coach is not only do we have the Aquamizer availability, but also with that eco flush, you're using less water when you're out there on the road. So another great pocket door, fancy latch up top here. There we go. And so really nice, super solid. I don't know if you can hear that echo when they close that, but they really do insulate the sound very, very well. And then up here above the exit door, you'll see our Starlink. We also have our awning control here. And then as you can see, a nice little pocket here. You could keep, your dog leashes, your umbrella, maybe a hat, whatever it is that you like right there in that central cabinet on your way out the door. And as you can see, this exit door has really nice grab bars to go in and out. And then also controls once again, so when you're entering the coach, you'll be able to access those controls. Now on the note of controls, one of the features of this coach that's a little bit different is when you get into your app control, instead of having the Vega, your mobile app is going to be called Eclipse. This is a Wi-Fi app, which means you can actually Wi-Fi into your coach. You don't have to just be in Bluetooth range. You could actually be in range by Wi-Fi. And when you are, you'll have all of these same controls. So you'll have your master lights, you have your fresh gray Blackwater tank display. You'll be able to tell if your generator is running or if your generator is stopped. You'll also be able to see what your heat is set to. We're running off of the Aqua Hot burners. You can see right here. All of your lights you can switch up so that you could set what your master on and off are for the exterior, the rear, and the interior. Again, all of this would be mirrored on your app. You also, again, can tell that the generator is running. It's telling you what your chassis and house battery charge is. And keep in mind, this coach is running on 3 lithium batteries. There's a standard upgrade of 2. This coach has an extra lithium battery. It also has an extra solar panel. So 4 200-watt panels on top of this coach with 800 watts of solar. So quite impressive. Here we can see we've got our front and rear heat set. We're running off of the burner system because we are not plugged in. And then also you can see here we've got our fan and our shade control right here as well. And then here we have all of our slide controls. So what's interesting about this is I can control all of my awnings or my slides from the interior of this coach or the exterior of this coach with my phone app. So if I want to put my rear bedroom slide in, I can go ahead and hit retract. And Jody will show you what that looks like when it's closed up. And Jody, if you would just point down below that bed and show where that register is, that's where your hydronic heat is coming out of this coach. Please keep in mind that hydronic heat is running off of a 450D Aqua Hot unit. So that is a really robust hydronic system. And what is happening is there's a tube of liquid that's coming around the coach and it's going underneath different registers and air is being forced out of those registers. And in this case, because we're not plugged in, we're using your burner system. So you could either run off of your 50 amp or you could run off of your burner system. But when boondocking, it's great to be able to run your heat just off of your burner system. Also, we have 2-zone heated floors throughout this coach. So not only are these beautiful porcelain tile floors, and just a really nice, warm, kind of like a bisque colored tile with a lot of movement in it. So it's going to be pretty easy to keep them clean looking, even if there are some smudges or marks. But these, again, are all heated floors. And you can see just with this really pretty, extra, lighting, what they have, these accent lights underneath, and then these accent lights up above. This is a very inviting, warm coach. And it's funny because it feels really nice and toasty in here. And I promise you it's not. It's actually snowing outside. It's cold, just flurries, but still pretty cold out there. But again, so you can operate your slide controls from inside or outside of the coach with your app system. And then all you've got to do to get that app is to go up here, just take a picture of this. It'll download your app, put in your password. This, of course, is something you might want to change unless you want your neighbor also, like, controlling your app. But another thing that's nice about this Renegade is going to be with this Freightliner system, you actually have diagnostics available for you right here on the screen. So if you are having any kind of issues, as opposed to having to call, a troubleshooting team, you can get on there, figure out what your issues are, and then look them up in your books. Okay, so this television does come off of the wall. Can I do both at the same time, Jody, do you think? There we go. So you can change the positioning of this. So that's a very nice feature of the Samsung. And then what that does is it gives you access when it's removed to get here to your storage behind your television. And there's a ton of cabinet storage back there. Great place to keep any kind of kitchen towels. Maybe even if you have some things that you're not accessing frequently, but like your coffee pot, to be honest with you, could probably fit in here. And being that this is on an adjustable shelf, if you need to set it up higher so you could get a coffee pot or something like that in there, you could do that. And you have access from both the left and the right. And then when you put this back into position, you'll hear a little click, and then you know that you've put it away correctly. You've got your nice sound bar below here. Please keep in mind, when this is on, it actually has a digital display that shows through this like light mesh fabric, so you can see what you're playing. But it's a great way to be able to play your sound list. We have our decorative crystals to go into your fireplace if you're looking for something a little more Zsa Gabor. But a really nice heating element in this coach. And one of the things that's so nice about having a fireplace in your RV is, again, we talk about heat. We've got two 15,000 BTU air conditioners with heat pumps. We've got our Aqua Hot system for hydronic heat. We've got our in-floor heating. But between in-floor heating and a fireplace, you can really make it nice and toasty in your coach without any audible sound. So even your hydronic heat has a pump or a fan that's going over it. So super cool to be able to have completely quiet heating in a coach like this, where it's really nice and warm, very comfortable inside here. As you can tell, I don't have to have my jacket on, and all of this is happening without you hearing any noise in the RV. Now up above the sink, you'll see we've got some great storage as well as our books. It's important to understand, I know you could tell just by the profile here, these are very organized, very easy to access, very clean books. Very important as a consumer to always use your books when you have questions about how things work. Now, one of the changes that they did make to the LE is that they started putting in a stainless steel deep basin sink. Of course, it still has the pour and spray feature on the residential style faucet, but I love the stainless steel. I think it's a great feature. And then here is just a little bit of information on that app if you're interested in learning more about how that Firefly system could work for you. This is, again, the Eclipse app versus the Mira. Just another one of those upgrades that you get when you buy an LE. Now, one of the most notable upgrades you'll get when you buy an LE is what you see here. All of this space. The reason you have so much space in an LE versus a regular Verona is because you have an additional slide. They have come out, we just did a video on the first Verona with a third slide, but the LE comes standard in all floor plans with this additional slide. So you have so much space in here. It is so roomy. And as you can see, really nice pantry, full extension, again, dovetail drawers. They used to have a whole thing that kind of pulled out everything at once. I think that this is much more convenient, especially if you just need to get something out of the top. You don't have to pull the entire rack out. You still got this beautiful 18 cubic foot residential style refrigerator. We took the handles off a long time ago, so when you go to open those, there's just little grabs underneath and then up here on top. And of course, you've got your ice maker as well as your freezer, and then big, deep basins for your vegetables. And then these are adjustable shelves, so you can change the height of those as well. One of the things that's the nice aspect of this refrigerator is because there are no delineation differences in the flatness of that shelf, you can really go ahead and stack a whole bunch of different containers in there. I definitely would recommend that. It makes it very easy to store things going down the road, and then when they're next to each other, they won't slip around. Another great storage place, again, taking that breaker box out of the kitchen, giving us extra shelving. If you had any kind of big pot you wanted to put underneath, and then maybe a larger espresso machine or something like that, you could do that. And then we got our 3 really deep kitchen drawers. This coach does have a whole house water filter. And we will not put that in until we are actually going to deliver the vehicle. Of course, we don't want to get winterizer in that unit. And then here we have something that was really life-changing for me. This true induction cooktop. I now have induction even at my house residentially. More and more people that I talk to in the industry as they come through that have actually used this. A lot of times I'll hear people who initially haven't experienced an induction cooktop that are kind of like, oh, I don't know if I really like that idea. I'll tell you what, man, this is so precise. 360 degrees is the perfect fried egg at any altitude. When you're using an induction, it's actually using a thermostatic control, so it knows exactly where that heat's going. Unlike gas, you're not trying to turn that up or down depending on how high you are and what kind of, what kind of conditions you're in, especially for us, if we're at, 10,000 feet, which is pretty regular, would start being that our base level is like 5,200 feet. Being able to get to altitude and know that you're going to have consistency in the temperature of your food is great. But also the cook time is far less. And because you can actually use this magnetically and there's no flame, there's no heat underneath, this is different than when you're used to seeing those coil burners underneath, like the ceramic cooktops, because it doesn't get hot. So it's very safe if you have kids cooking, if you've got, cats that might knock paper towel holders over into that open flame. This is a very safe way to cook in your kitchen. So under here we have our subwoofer, and then of course more storage. Renegade does believe it's important to have a great sound system. They provide that to you in this coach. And then if you do need customer service or to get any kind of replacement parts, you want to replace your water filter, just go ahead and order that from Renegade, have them ship it to you. All that information is right there. Again, decorative ceiling feature. And then another feature that is really nice that Renegade does differently than others, these booths are so deep. And this is such a nice area to sit and drink a glass of Prosecco while you're lounging. Look at how far out this goes. My legs go all the way to the end. Okay, I know that doesn't mean a lot because it's not like a big stretch. I'm kind of vertically challenged, but still very deep seating, definitely deeper than what you'll find in other manufacturers. Very comfortable for 4 people easily. I love the fact that they've got a place for your cups, and then 2 110 outlets, USB and Type-C once again. And then of course, as we talked about earlier, these oatmeal color MCD shades are just really, really beautiful. Now this does drop down into a convertible bed, so you have a convertible booth, but you'll note here there are 2 seat belts in this forward facing direction. What is so nice about that is that when you drop this table down, if you had a rear facing car seat, you could put twins there, little itty bitty twins with a forward facing or a rear facing car seat with this table out of the way, and still have room for bigger brother and sister right there in your recliners, because there are seat belts in those recliners as well. So great sleeping area. If you're curious when I say that these are big as to how big they are, I like to do this because I think this is a really good display. This cushion is the same cushion that you would use to make this into the bed, but this will give you an idea as to how much depth you have in that drawer there. What a great place to keep all your bowls, all your cutlery. I shouldn't say cutlery. I use my drawers for my silverware, but placemats, napkins, bowls, plates, all of those things all go underneath my booth because it makes it much easier to set the table when someone else is not being, mooshed out of the way in the kitchen. Another great feature of our Renegade products is not only this fantastic, super solid cabinetry. I dare you to come out here and open and close these cabinets and not be impressed. They are so sturdy. But this storage space up here, being so, again, consistent in size and depth and height, allows you to get one kind of container that you can then just use a label maker. You can put it all the way across A through Z and put everything into your cubbies above, whether it be outdoor kitchen use supplies, flashlights, batteries, whatever it is that you're taking. Maybe it's gloves, winter hats, who knows. You choose your boxes though, label them, and then whatever you're looking for that item, you just go to where you know it is in the alphabet. In this theater seat package, they really have solved one of my biggest qualms. I wish other people did this. If I've got a bunch of people hanging out, I want to sit on the couch too. I don't want to have to go over and sit in the booth. I want to sit next to my honey. I can do that here with these theater seats and still have a nice, fully retracting, very comfortable theater seat. I love the cup holder in the seat as well. You know, if you're having that one last cerveza before your afternoon nap, you've got a nice safe place to keep your beverage from tipping over while you're snooze-a-loozing. And then again, of course, just having the extra connectivity in the places to charge your phone is great. One of the other options that we added to this coach, so far we've talked about a few things. We added the decorative ceilings, we added the extra battery, we added the extra solar panel, we added outlets underneath the bed as well. So Jody, if you want to go back out there, you can just show just to the right of that, that hydronic outlet. There are some outlets there. We also added outlets in the bays underneath. We did a nice coating in the bays underneath on this coach. So, you know, you really can get your RV set up exactly the way you want to do it. And here at Transwest, we really take great pride in making sure we're not trying to sell you what we have. We want you to buy what you like. If we don't have it, give us a chance to make it for you. Of course, this coach is going to go to the East Coast. It will be it will never see the cold weather again, probably after this next few weeks. But you know, one of the things to understand is that even though you're special ordering your coach, you can still get a great price and a great level of service as well. So I think that that's an important feature. Now, on the note of these theater seats and the fireplace, behind here there's a nice little ledge. I love to have pictures up. I love to have houseplants. I think it's so nice just to have those little extra, you know, nuances in your RV. And of course we have those because of the fact that we special ordered this. So Jody, I think I'm gonna put the slides in so we can see the walking room. A lot of times I do this from the outside, but it's so cold today. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bring our slides in right now so that you can see what the walking room is in this coach. So Renegade is really well known for creating a space in an RV where you can use the coach both while you're camped and you're, you know, full slides extended, or if you're just at a stopover. I think that that's an important feature to talk about. This coach is very, very roomy for anybody who has, look at the speed, that hydraulic slide is like a rocket. This coach is very roomy for anybody who has like a larger dog or maybe some kind of mobility issue. This would be a very comfortable RV for anybody, you know, that needs to have those things. So Jody, I am gonna do a little walkthrough in the cab before we go outside, just because I'm trying to avoid the cold for as long as possible. But I did want to get my coat before we pop out that front door. So bunk over cab is another option that we have that's not standard. This does have a cover. You have controls for that cover right here on the wall as well. And then I do like the recessed outlets in the bunk or in the cubby where you have lights. So if you do have your cell phone or anything in there, it's not gonna get knocked out while you're sleeping. And then another great new feature is they've got this new ladder, which is a really cool telescoping ladder. So a lot easier to store. And then of course we have our Insignia TV up here as well. And then some curtains that are here on this track. Those are the same curtains that you find here. Again, on this track that goes underneath the whole front here. And I would still encourage you to get a hold of some Mylar window shades that are inserts. I use a heat shield product. You can use whatever you like, but the combination of the curtains and the heat shield product really keeps the heat out much better. Now up here, you'll notice that we're all pre-wired for our Cobra system. I would not put a walkie-talkie up here personally. I just installed another dedicated rear view monitor for going down the road. It's a great location for it. It's really nice to be able to have a dedicated rear view monitor because of course this Garmin is cool because you can take it off, program it, your navigator can put the addresses in, all that stuff. But when you put your turn signal on, your camera goes on, and when your camera goes on, your navigation goes away. And if you're in a downtown area where you don't know exactly where you're supposed to turn and you're depending on that, I think having a dedicated rear view monitor that would integrate your turn signals so that your navigation would stay on would be more convenient. that's totally up to you. Now, I mentioned earlier, this is the new M2 106 Plus chassis. What has changed is they've moved all of the buttons over here. And the reason they've been able to do that is because they've given you, you've got controls here on your steering wheel. And the other reason they've been able to do this is because previously Renegade had used Mobileye in combination with a WABCO distance control module and then a tire pressure system. And they had made this kind of comprehensive safety assurance package for you. Well, when Freightliner went through and was going to update their M2 chassis for the first time in a really long time to the M2 Plus chassis, whether it be a 106 or a 112, what they did is they went ahead and they contacted those manufacturers like WABCO and said, hey, we want you guys to come together and help us make something called the Detroit Assurance Package. So that Detroit Assurance Package, you see the back of it right there, that is integrating your camera. Down below in the front, we have a radar system for your distance-based cruise control. So now we have a little more room over here. We can put our equalizer leveling system. So your 4-point leveling system is right here instead. And then we've got our Kurt Spectrum integrated brake control. All of this has been able to be kind of integrated into this nice dark wood motif. Still very similar fan controls, heat controls. You can turn your lane tracking on and off with a touch of a button right here. Hazard lights might be a little bit easier to access. Docking lights. You still have a suspension dump and a diff lock. The suspension dump, of course, is going to be something to lower your butt. So if you're putting on your trailer, whatever, it might be a little bit easier. And then if you are heavy on the foot and you need to have an integrated, what do you call it? No, not brake control, Jody. The camera thing, that the speed monitor. You'll see that we don't have on this new dash a place for that 12 volt. So you're going to have to kind of monitor your lead foot. We still have the USB and the little port input where I guess you could put your microphone or whatever. I don't know. You listen to one of those. Why won't the cover go back on? It's always got, we have to have one thing, but if all we have is the cover, I feel like we're doing pretty good. Heated seats, high and low and off. I definitely had my heated seats on when I drove the coach over this morning. Pretty stoked on that. I really want to get this back on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it went on. Yay! Okay, another big change for us. Why do we have more room here? We don't have that Alison control with the touchpad. We have our stock control, and all you got to do is put it to drive, neutral, or reverse. And then you also have your integrated engine brake is right here, just up and down. And then, as I mentioned earlier, cruise control set right here. All of your controls for your dash. So we turn this on. I think I'm sitting on the seats. I'll just turn it on really quick. It's gonna beep at me. So my apologies in advance. Detroit Assurance Package. All the lights come on. Always wait for your check engine light to turn off before you start your engine. You can see my technician coming over. He wants to do my alignment. Nope, not right now. All right, so we'll go ahead and start that up. Now, so as you can see here, before we had a little tiny digital screen. This is definitely much nicer. There's your lane tracking. You can see you're in the lanes right there. You can see your driving assist features, how fast you're going, and then here you can see if your diff is locked in the rear. You can also see all of your different gauges, and then if you have any kind of alerts or messages that come up, for instance, cold start because you didn't wait for that engine thing to go off. You can set your units if you want to set it to, different, I don't know, kilometers instead of miles. And then at your house setting, here you got your trip, and then what your mileage per gallons are. Everything is all right here. So just a nice upgrade there for this system. You still have all of your air here on the dash. You still have your fuel on the dash. You still have your DEF on the dash. So really very similar to the previous system, just a little more consolidated, a little more information in that digital screen in the middle. Here you have your windshield wipers, your turn signals, and then another nice new feature, automatic headlights. Love that. Love automatic headlights. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shut her down, and she's not screaming at me today. Usually when I turn them on, they have to air up a little bit and make some noise. Oh, but I do have my turn my garment off. Okay, so I think that that's enough to cover in this front cab. The seats, of course, are really comfortable. If you're wondering how you adjust the armrest height, it's just this little turning lever right here, and then you can get them to stop wherever you like. They're super, super comfortable. I'm gonna pop out of this front door here, Jody. If you wanna meet me around the outside, I'll go ahead and let you out. Here we go. Now, so you'll note that the stairwell is still not deployed. As soon as I pull this open, those stairs will drop. Come on out, Jody. And on our way out, we'll show you just on the right-hand side, courtesy lights, and then your fire extinguisher, your step override, and then that's where your house battery disconnect is. And then so, as we come up here, one of my favorite features of this coach, of course, are these air ride seats. So this is just another view to inside, but I love this step cover. Having this black step cover instead of having it be chrome where it gets kind of like, I don't know, corroded looking and dirty. This is such a nice feature to have instead of, on my coach, I actually have grip tape. And then another feature, of course, dual fill 100-gallon tanks. So you have two 50-gallon saddle tanks. They do feed into each other, but when you're feeding into each other, it would take quite a long time to get them to overflow. So you want to feed both of those at the same time. Now this is again the AquaHot 450D. This is what we're running our heat on right now. I also hear our generator running. That is an 8-kilowatt quiet diesel generator by Cummins. And then, as mentioned, all of these bays. This connected bay, by the way, was such a great idea by Renegade. If I could just get them to make me an LE Bunk model, we'd really be cooking with gas. But all of these bays have outlets in them just to make sure that it's very convenient. And then these grommets allow you to be able to put things in and out. And again, this nice coating that you have inside of these bays makes it so easy to be able to wash them out. And we've got our LED lights right there above. So very, very cool setup. That air chock, of course, is so that you can air up your tires. I will say it will go slow. You probably just want to have a little inflatable pump with you, but to each their own. Here's your outdoor entertainment system with your sound bar. And there are 2 USB ports on the right-hand side to charge your phone. I know for a lot of us that may not work in the future. So that, of course, would be one of those things the RV industry does last. But one of the cool things that they've done is when you close this door, your steps go up automatically. So you can leave that like this, no one can come in, and you can lock it from the inside, and it's, what do you call it? It's ventilated with the door being open. So we like that. We also like that we can lock and unlock our door with a key code. This is an LE and up feature, but it's really nice not to have to take your keys with you. Docking lights, of course. If I haven't made mention, Renegade, of course, has Michelin tires. These are your drive axles. There's 4 in the back, 2 in the front, so 6 overall. Another huge bay with a really deep recess underneath. Those are your slide locks to keep your slides from leaking out while you're in motion. I've never used mine. I know you're supposed to, so use your slide locks. Oh, there's some extra tile for you. Also your road vac, you've got your road vac outside here as well as your connection so you can use the vacuum cleaner inside or outside of the coach. You know we talked about this earlier, but we do have, again, a Voyager system, pre-wire. Just get that secondary camera up front, great idea. You've got your 7-pin connector, your reversible ball hitch. I love this Wayfarer. This is such a beautiful color combination. Perfect for a snowy day. And then, of course, you've got all of your LED lights here in the back, down low, but also up top. And then there's your rear view camera. And then over here in the back, we have your power cord bay. You can see how much extra room you have there, as well as your surge protector. I am going to go ahead and stop the generator. If you are stopping your generator from the outside, make sure you've turned your air conditioner off first. Needless to say, it's like 30 degrees out here. We don't have our air conditioner on. Just a little side note, It does come standard with your 50 to 30 amp adapter, and then what you'll see is it's on a power reel, the little power cords right there. There's another 110 outlet in this bay as well, but this is just a really nice way to be able to have a little extra space back there. Great place to maybe keep some hydronic fluid. If you tell me that you've watched this video when you order your coach or when you come to pick one up, I'll make sure you get a free tank of that Oasis juice. Here you can see, so this little guy here does not really hold much of a gravity hose, but it does come with a gravity hose in there. You're also on a power retracting cord reel. I don't know why the water hose is out like this, but that's okay. Black tank flush, cable, city water, tank fill, all of this is etched in with a water jet, so it's not going to come off over time. Low point drain, your hose reel power or retract is there. Again, I told you about the whole house water filter. I do like this move to the clear container so you know that your filter's not in there, or that it's clean and that all the winterization stuff is out. Now again, this is the flow jet macerator system, so again, that gravity hose is not going to be ample in my opinion for daily use, but with the flow jet system, that little gravity hose is more than enough for a backup system. This is going to be your primary system. These of course are your sea level monitored holding tanks for your gray and black water. We went to sea level I think in 22 or 23, just a more accurate system. And again, these also have 110 volt heat pads on them, so they'll stay warm. This coach would be great for anybody who wanted to go snowmobiling or surfing. It's kind of an all seasons coach. And then another huge bay here, and this is where you can see our Victron energy management system. So keep in mind, getting solar on your coach is important, but you want to make sure you have a system that's robust enough to be able to manage everything. We've got our 2 inverters here. This is going to give us an ability to run our air conditioner without having our coach plugged into 50 amp. But also our solar charge controller is robust enough to handle that 800 amp hours of solar. So this fully integrated system by Renegade is really fantastic. And as you can see, still tons of room in this front bay. So lots and lots of storage underneath this coach. And then 3 270 amp hour Dragonfly batteries. And of course your 2 chassis batteries right there as well. And you could have 4, but we opted for the 3 here. That's more than enough. And again, a dual fill. You've got a 100-gallon fuel tank, a 6-gallon def tank. This is your block heater right here. Jody, I'll come over. Let me just open this up real quick. So, very easy to access if you are one of those guys that wants to do it yourself. It's one of the best reasons to get a Super C. As you can see, here's that marriage of that 8.9 liter ISL to the beautiful Freightliner chassis. You've got a spring-leaf suspension in the front, airbags in the rear, jump points right over there to the right for your batteries. Again, easy access to all of your filters, to your dipsticks. Very, very clean execution under the engine here. If you're one of those guys that's going to be spending a lot of time, you know, in deer country, maybe up in Montana, Wyoming, I have a huge cattle guard on the front end of my coach with integrated fog lamps. We can put that on for you here at Freightliner. Keep in mind, Transwest is not just an RV dealership. We have 43 locations. Of those 43 locations, 3 are RV shops. We are predominantly a semi-truck company. We have all of the accessories. If you wanted to get a big grill guard on the front of this, you could do that. If you wanted to have an integrated fog lamp package, we've done that in the past. All of those things are available. Again, that Detroit assurance package. Here's that radar. There's your camera system. And this is, again, just a beautiful, beautiful coach in the Wayfinder paint. This is stock number 5N240783. Again, she was supposed to go to Belton, Missouri. So as Bob Ross said, a happy little accident. I'm super excited I got to make this video. I never expected to be able to show you this fantastic 2025 Renegade Verona LE. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week on Monday.